The innovation is the thing that the person does, he introduces it in the religion, and his niyat is to get close to Allah by that particular thing. So if it has dalil for it, and the Prophet called to it, and he did it, and his companions did it, then it's not an innovation, because he sanctioned it. He allowed it. It was legislated by Allah. It was legislated on the lisan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Other than that, what is not sanctioned, and people are trying to get close to Allah, and it's a religion, then it is a religion. It is an innovation. Man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu fahuwa radd. Anyone who introduces something in our religion, it's been introduced by him or her or them, it will be rejected. The other hadith said, Man amila amalan laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa radd. Whoever does an action that our religion is not upon that thing, it's not from our religion, it will be rejected. So the innovation, ikhwani, is that thing that the people introduce in the religion. There's no dalil for it, no proof for it, and he's trying to get close to Allah by that particular thing. It's ibadah, then this thing is the innovation. And there's no such thing as an innovation that is hasana. There's no such thing as an innovation that is okay, because of the fact that every Friday when he would give the khutbah, every khutbah that he would give, when he said the khutbah al-hajah, he would tell the people, إِيَّاكُمْ وَمُحْدَثَاتِ الْأُمُورِ فَإِنَّ كُلَّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ وَكُلَّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ وَكُلَّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. That's clear in the Arabic language. Beware, you people, in the latter times, not during my time, because anyone who does something, I'm going to correct it. Innovations happen during his time, and he corrected. The lady was trying to get close to Allah by praying in his masjid, and she had a rope. Whenever she got tired, she just hung on to the rope. He said, whose rope is that? They said, this is the rope of so-and-so, Ya Rasulullah. He said, tell her to take it down. Inna Allah la yamillu hatta tamillu. Allah will not become bored until you become bored. He doesn't want that from you. That companion was standing in the sun, standing up in the sun. They said, who was that? Prophet said, who was that? They said, that's Abu Israel, Ya Rasulullah. What is he doing? They said, he took an oath to stand in the sun and not to speak and to fast all day. The Prophet told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he saw that innovation, doing that to get close to Allah, standing in the sun, I'm not speaking to anyone. Why? Because the Prophet took a long time of not speaking. The Prophet told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, قُولُوا لَهُ أَنْ يَسْتَذِلْ وَيَقْعُدْ وَيَتِمُّ صَوْمُهُ وَيَتَكَلَّمْ. Tell that man to get in the shade, and tell him to sit down, and tell him to keep his fast, and tell him to talk to the people. So he prevented him from the three things that were not from the religion. Not talking to the people. What happens if the man says, Hachu, Alhamdulillah? I just look at him, so I took an oath. I sneeze, I don't say Alhamdulillah. That's not from our religion. Tell him to talk. Assalamu alaikum. Tell him to sit down. Tell him to get in the shade. But tell him to keep fasting, because I legislated that. Okay? So the innovation at Khwani during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, he stopped it. But after his time, he told the people, beware. Those who live from amongst you for a long time, you're going to see a lot of ikhtilaf. So take my sunnah and the sunnah of the righteous, the khulafa ar-rashideen. Hold on to it with your molars. Have al-ittisam with the sunnah. Hold on to it with your molars. And beware of the innovations. Beware of those innovations. And another thing about the innovations in Khwani, a lot of things, but one of the main things is every innovation in al-Islam, it starts as a small thing. All of them, they start off small, and then they grow into something big. That's the nature of the innovation. Every innovation starts off as a pebble, and then it grows into something very big. From the time of the companions and the people in the masjid with the pebbles, making the dhikr of Allah, subhanallah, subhanallah. The man would say Allahu Akbar 100 times. They would count 100 times. Say La ilaha illallah 100 times. Those same people were sitting in the masjid. When Abdullah ibn Mas'ud came and said, hey, what are you people doing? What is this you doing in a circle? circle, circle. And then there's the Amir saying, say this 100 times. And then they would all sit counting the pebbles. He said, you people are on an innovation. Either you are more guided than the companions, because we're not doing this. You're either more guided than we are, or you're on innovation. You're going to be destroyed. They say, oh, Abu Abdurrahman, Abdullah bin Mas'ud, we only wanted good. We only wanted to get close to Allah by doing what we're doing. He said, how many people want good, but they don't hit the good? They have the niyyah, but they don't get the good. The narrator of the hadith said, on the day when Ali ibn Abi Talib, as the Khalifa, was fighting against the Khawarij, he said it was those people who were in that masjid, in that majlis, they were the ones who were fighting us with their swords. So, it started off as a pebble, and it turned into a sword, and it turned into them saying, Ali is a kafir. The companions are kuffar. We're going to kill them. Aisha, we can take her as one of the ladies and do with her what you do with the lady from the spoils of war. Every innovation is like that. Hey, let's come together and let's just take this day as the day where we're going to do the Mawlid al-Nabawi. All we're going to do is just say, remember the Prophet, that's all. We're just going to remember. Everybody put your hand up and make dua. It starts off like that. Next thing it turns into what they do in Tunis. On the 12th of the Rabi' al-Thani, lights all over the place in the street, sweets, dates, party. What they do in Pakistan, what they do here in Birmingham. On my street, they have like the Christmas lights all in front of the house. The whole thing, like when people get married. People know what I'm talking about, right? You raise up the telephone bill, the electric bill, because the whole thing. And some of it, I have to say, looks nice, but it reminds me of Christmas. Every innovation starts off like that. So, Ikhwani, as we mentioned yesterday, the blueprint is what the companions were upon, radiallahu anhum. Let's be satisfied with where they stopped. Stop where they stopped. Stop where they stopped. Go forward where they went forward. And this is not an issue, Ikhwani, of people being tough and rough and closed, but in the ibadat of al-Islam, in order not to be like Ahl al-Kitab, the scholars were very careful about these issues. If we're just let it flow, do whatever, if we're like that, then our religion is going to become like the religion of Ahl al-Kitab. Like we mentioned again, the swirling dervishes. You people saw them before. With the dress. And goes around in Turkey and other than Turkey. We're not against Turkey. We don't want anybody here to think we're against the Atrak. But if you ever saw that, how they do that, that's ibadah to some of the people. That's ibadah. That has nothing to do with anything. I saw with my own eyes when I was in Sudan a few years ago. A man ran and he flipped over into a circle, a ball, and he rolled down the street very fast as a ball. And they said he was from the awliya of Allah. Zeki, I'm not Zeki. I'm not against you, man. But I saw it with my own eyes. I said, wow, I couldn't believe it. And he was going fast for a long time. I said, wow, that was a dalil. He was from the awliya of Allah, and that was a form of ibadah. So the point is, stick to where the companions stuck. As Imam al-Shafi'i said, when someone mentioned, I don't remember how it went, some scholars said, if you see a man flying in the air, then don't believe that he's a wali from the awliya of Allah, just because he's flying in the air. They said that in the presence of Imam al-Shafi'i. He said, look, that's not enough. If you see him flying in the air and walking on the water, on top of the water, he goes out into the water and he's walking, don't believe he's from the awliya of Allah until you take all of his actions and statements and you superimpose it upon the Quran and the Sunnah. He's walking on water and he's flying in the air, but he doesn't pray. He's walking on water and he's flying in the air and he slaughters for other than Allah. He's walking on water and he's flying in the air and he's opposed to the Sunnah. He's not from the awliya of Allah. It's trickery, it's from shaitan, it's from the Dajjal. Something is going on. Allahu Akbar.